Hello guys, and thank you for tuning in to High Priestess Heals. This is going to be a Mercury Retrograde reading to see what you can restore, rethink, and reinvent this first Mercury Retrograde in Aquarius for the year. So what was I trying to say? This is for mutable signs. This is going to be for our mutable signs. Excuse me. Mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. They are all the thinkers and the philosophers of the zodiac. So I have already prayed over the cards. I just wanted to make sure that they were cleansed. So the decks that I have here today are different than the decks I used in my other readings. So this is the original Rider-Waite deck. I'm also still going to use the Self-Love Oracle. And we have the Chris Ann Light Seers deck. This is actually my favorite deck. So let's get started. I'm going to timestamp the reading with each of the signs because I'm going to individually go through them. So I switched the view also, and I think it'd be easier for you guys to see this way. So we're going to start with Gemini. Okay, so what has fallen by the wayside? I don't like to, if I don't call all the way out, I don't like to take the cards. What has fallen by the wayside for Geminis? Okay. That is the Five of Wands. Let me make sure you guys can see it. Okay, so what has fallen by? That's a career situation, conflict at work, people fighting for positions almost. It seems like there's a lot of backstabbing going on at the job, a lot of people attempting to get ahead, and you not necessarily feeling like you want to be bothered with that at this point in time, like you just want to coast through. How can they fix this? What should they do to fix this, Spirit? What can they do to restore peace? What can they do to restore peace? Okay. What can they reinvent? All right. I'm going to clarify this. So that was the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Wands. So what I'm thinking from when I see this is pretty much that overthinking that you do, where you're feeling like you don't have an opportunity to make a decision. They're pretty much saying like, you can make the decision. You should make the decision, and you should make the decision slowly. But don't overthink the decision, pretty much is what I'm getting from this. Can we clarify this Eight of Cups? Can we clarify this Eight of Cups? Okay, that was upside down. So that is the Seven of Wands. Protect yourself. Okay, a decision has already been made, but you're protected. More about the Eight of Wands. How can they reinvent themselves? More about the Eight of Wands. More about the Eight of Wands. How can they reinvent themselves? More about the Eight of Wands. More about the Eight of Wands. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, so you already know what you need to do to get your money flowing, like to keep your money stable. You kind of already know all of this. But constantly looming over the decisions is making the situation farther worse. And there's, again, the Five of Wands and the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So that conflict is not helping your happiness. It's not helping, you to be able to continue to stably bring in more future pentacles because you're too busy worrying about what's going on presently. Something that you essentially can't even do anything about. You can't even change it. So it's like, why are you sitting here allowing these people to do this foolishness? Okay, let's give a self-love oracle. Self-love oracle for Gemini. One self-love oracle for Gemini. The Gift of Strength. Okay, so I've been reading some of them, so I'm going to read this one. But what I feel like is what I'm saying, like you already have all the decisions. You already know that you're the Knight of Pentacles. But by sitting here and continuing to choose, this like very watery, feeling, it's not necessarily helping you. So the Gift of Strength. The best thing you can do for your health is strengthen your nervous system. This is not just by exercising your body or performing for others. It is also adhering to a wise daily practice that moves your body in ways that require courage, develop stamina, and change the patterns of your mind. The navel point found in the solar plexus region must be engaged at all times, especially during strengthening exercises. It is ideal to work determinedly to access and activate the inner strength found here, facilitating a balance of this energy center every day. The lower chakras tend to hold a lot of stuck energy, generally from fears and traumas experienced in your childhood. The ganglia of nerves at the base of your spine may need to unravel for you to tap into your potential. I'm not reading anymore because that's exactly what I'm saying, is that like this mental anguish that you're allowing yourself to be in is harming you, and it won't allow you to bring any money in, unfortunately, if you continue to live in that space. Sorry guys, my kettle was whistling, so I had to go shut it off. So we're going to move on to Virgo. Calling in Virgo's energy for this Mercury retrograde. We're calling in Virgo energy for this Mercury retrograde. Virgo energy for Mercury retrograde. What do Virgos need to restore, rethink, and reinvent? What do Virgos need to restore, rethink, and reinvent? What do Virgos need to restore, rethink, and reinvent? What do Virgos need to restore, rethink, and reinvent? Okay. The Seven of Cups. Okay. Emotional connection. How can they fix this, Spirit? How can they fix this? How can they fix this, Spirit? Okay. Eight of Wands. What can they do to reinvent? What can they do to reinvent? What can they do to reinvent? I feel like I got very similar cards for a sign, one of the signs in my cardinal, my cardinal group. Okay, so this is the Seven of Cups, the Eight of Wands for rethink, and the Four of Cups for reinvent. I'm lost, so I'm going to clarify. Why the Seven of Cups, Spirit, for restore? Why the Seven of Cups? Why the Seven of Cups for restore? Okay, so Justice, you're watching somebody because you want a second chance. You're watching somebody. Why are you watching them? Eight of Wands. What are they thinking to do, Spirit? What is the other person thinking? Okay, yeah, you want to make another offer. Knight of Cups. Give me more about this Eight of Wands. More about the Eight of Wands. You're holding on. These are like, oh, these readings are so similar. This is annoying. Oh, okay. So you want to make another offer to this person, but your bag is a little funny right now. Your money is a little funny, and you don't know if this person is going to want to take you back. You don't know if they're going to want to allow you back in their life because you essentially, you left the last time. You left them the last time, and now you want to come back to them. And you're coming back with problems, though. Like, you're coming back with stuff not necessarily being in the way that it needs to be, not really being in order. Give me something about this Four Cups, Spirit. Four Cups. Something flipped over. Yeah, the Hangman. So you're unsure about the way that you want to move, and you're in your head a lot about it. It's a lot of Swords energy here. I would say with retrograde coming, you know, I always advise on people not coming back during the retrograde because I think it is very, very, it's usually just reminiscent energy, but you have a good, like, you feel like this person is like wish fulfillment. But you definitely were not honest with them when they were around, or they were not honest with you when they were around. I'm just going to give you a self-love oracle because I don't have any advice, to be honest. I don't like love stuff during Mercury retrograde, so I'm going to act like I didn't see it. One self-love oracle. One self-love oracle for Virgo. One self-love oracle for Virgo. One self-love oracle for Virgo. Elevate, support. Okay. Elevate, support. I don't even know where this is in the book. I have to find it. So this is one of the wild cards. All right. So maybe that's why I just couldn't figure out what the heck was going on here. Where's your mother in your heart? Who is your mother? What does she teach you? How does she love you? Your birth mother is meant to be the giver in your relationship, parent to child. This never changes. You may find yourself in a dynamic where you are the giver to your mother. You are the parent. She is the child. You may have a strong aura and most often be the giver in your relationship, which is probably why you don't want to go back to this person, because you don't feel like you have anything to give. I got it. Okay. So, you know, necessarily finances are not always the answer. You know, there are other things that you can give to people besides finances. Just because emotionally, you know, you may not have that right now. Talk to the person and see where they are and how important finance is to them. It may not necessarily be that important. And Virgos are usually about their bag. So this might be a temporary thing for you. It may not really be permanent. So I wouldn't hang so heavily on it. Okay, we're going to move on to the next sign. So we're going to move on to Sagittarius. I'm going to move on to Sagittarius. Okay. So Spirit, what do Sagittarius need to focus on this retrograde? What do Sagittarius need to focus on? What does it need to restore, rethink, and reinvent? What does it need to restore, rethink, and reinvent? What do Sagittarius need to restore, rethink, and reinvent? Sagittarius, what do Sagittarius need to restore? One card, Spirit, what do Sagittarius need to restore? What do Sagittarius? Okay. Strength and the Hermit. All right. So I feel like this is personal growth. Strength here. And the Hermit, I feel like this has something to do with, you know, like something spiritual, like emotional growth. You trying to get more strength to accept your spiritual gifts. Sorry. How can they fix this? How can they fix this? How can they fix this, Spirit? Okay, so we have the Magician here, and there were some other cards. I'm just going to look at them. This is all major arcana. So this is the Magician, and then here is the Empress, as well as the Knight of Wands. So I'm not going to take it out, but how you can fix this is by realizing that you are already pretty much there. You're already alchemizing what you need. You're already grounding yourself. You're already you've already gone within. So like you have all the tools. So why are you afraid? Why do you feel like you are not doing what you need for yourself? Or why do you feel like you don't know the next step? Like you have it all already. How can they reinvent themselves during this retrograde? How can they reinvent themselves during this retrograde? Wow, again, major arcana, the Star and the Emperor. Like seriously, there's no like regular cards here. The Star and the Emperor, like so you can reinvent yourself by being bold, like by stepping out there. Wow. Okay. So this feels like I'm talking to myself. I am a Sag moon and Sag rising. This is like hella intense. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So essentially, if this is a spiritual situation, you are, wow, the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom with the Three of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Like really? Really? And the Chair, like this is all bomb, like nothing but stability and bread. There ain't even nothing to worry about here. If you are worried about your spirituality and where you are moving to and how you're elevating, there's no need to. It's already happening for you. Like spirit is here supporting you. All of your decisions, they're going to propel you wherever the hell you need to go. So let's get a self-love oracle. Self-love oracle. Okay, we're going to take these two. Change, miracle, and the gift of gratitude. So change, miracle, and the gift of gratitude, the heart chakra. So I'm going to speak from the heart here. I've been having a lot of heart chakra activation, like just starting to feel a lot of stuff more. I've been really transparent about like not necessarily having many feelings until recently, like the last couple years. So I know that like I always express an immense sense of gratitude when I want to open my heart chakra. Whenever I'm feeling like I'm not appreciating the gifts that the spirit has given me, I tend to start to go back to the places that they brought me to and that they brought me from and remember where they were. Remember what I had to do to get to where I am now. This card, change, it has a butterfly here on top of it looks like a tiger, like a cat. Those are both to me very transformative animals. I'm going to read this card, change, miracle. Ooh, this is awesome. All right, so change, miracles and change of perception. In the age of technology, which is the age of Aquarius, and communication, a change of perception can quickly create miracles. As we increasingly share our stories and experiences, we have the opportunity to celebrate and enjoy our differences. Ideally, as we go further into this time of profound change, we will view humanity as one race, one family. We will celebrate this, seeing yourself in another and upholding a compassionate and understanding viewpoint are key to soul growth and fulfillment. So one thing I do, I'm not reading anymore. Y'all know I don't like reading. One thing I do is to always try to see all aspects of situations that I'm in. I try not to view things as either good or bad, but just as is, like sometimes like right now, especially for me, like I have to focus on things just kind of being where they are. And, I'm speaking from me being like, again, a Sag moon and a Sag rising. This is like a heavy time for my own spirit. So I'm sure I'm speaking to myself, but, just stay present is all I'm going to say. And I'm going to move on so I'm not blabbering. So the next sign is Pisces. All right. So we're going to call in Pisces energy. Calling in Pisces energy. I got to make this quick because I got to get to this live that I do on my Insta, which is at HighPriestessHeals. So we're calling in Pisces energy. Pisces energy. What do Pisces need to restore, rethink, and reinvent during this time? What do Pisces need to restore, rethink, and reinvent during this time? Pisces, calling in all Pisces energy. What do Pisces need to restore? 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 Okay. Nine of Pentacles. So this is definitely probably something financial, something personal, definitely about like personal financial growth. How can they fix this? How can Pisces fix this? How can Pisces fix this? Two cards came out. All right, the Ten of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. So these are both stable cards to me. So I would say that you guys can fix this by taking a more reflective stance right now as well. You can sit back and reflect on your familiar stuff, like the stuff that had happened to you as a child, the stuff that had occurred to you when you were growing up, when you didn't have like financially stable or mentally stable circumstances. You can reflect on those now and see, what behaviors and habits and things that you have that you may need to consider changing. How can Pisces reinvent themselves? How can Pisces reinvent themselves? How can Pisces okay. Ooh, the World. Yes. Yes, so by being a little more stern, but also seeing the world for what they are, seeing that people are who they are, and accepting your past, accepting the things that occurred to you when you were a child, accepting the things that occurred to you when you were a young adult, accepting that none of that shit matters right now. What matters and what control you have is your own doing. You can make shit happen. You have to just understand that, living in the past, and understand that those illusions that were put forth in front of you and those like negative behaviors that the people that you grew up with try to teach you, that shit doesn't matter. Ugh, I'm sorry, I kind of got on a rant just now with throat chakra at the bottom. How can Pisces, I'm going to take this because I feel like this is, yeah, okay. Ooh, self-devotion. These two together. They're both ritual cards. So this third eye chakra, self-devotion, and this body worship, this sacral chakra, these both together to me feel like pure high priestess energy, pure like you need to tap in, tap in, as Sweetie would say. Tap into that third eye, go back to a time, but a time when you alchemized some shit. Go back to a time when you remember when you changed something, not the times when your parents, you know, did bad money, financial situations. Remember the time when you fixed it. That's what's going to help you right now, Pisces. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in. That's the end of my Mercury retrograde reading for the mutable signs. If you like what you saw, you like the video, I would prefer if you would comment, because to me, comments and knowing that people resonated with the stuff that I said, that is way more beneficial to me than a like and a subscribe. If you enjoyed what you see, tell others. There's some great information in the description box. You can also join me at my IG, which is at HighPriestessHeals. I post, cute little shit there sometimes. So yeah, it was great to have you guys. I hope to see you soon.